All right, guys, thanks for joining me for my first Dissidia Opera Omnia Final Fantasy video. I'm new at this, and I just opened this channel, so you're probably not going to see a lot of videos on here, but I'm hoping to post regular content on my channel, and my channel is going to be primarily Dissidia, DFFOO, and then also Dokkan Battle. Those are the two main gachas that I play. I log into both of them every day. I've been playing both of them for a very long time. I'm actually a day one player on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, so my account is pretty fully decked out, and I've logged in every day, haven't missed a login yet, and I have completed all content in the game. And what I would like to do for this first introductory video is just I guess I want to just talk about how much I like the game and why I think if you're someone that maybe you're just watching this video because you're curious about the game, or maybe you used to play it and you don't play it anymore, but maybe you want to get back into it, but just why I think you should be playing this game as just a good free-to-play gacha option. To me, this is like the most free to play friendly game I've ever played. It's one of the few gachas I've played that you can really get the most out of it without really having to spend money. So that's one thing I'm going to talk about, and then I'm also going to kind of just give an overview of my account and talk about where I am and kind of how I've gotten to that point. So to the point on why I think this is a good game and why you should all be playing it. One is obviously I like the gameplay mechanics, I like the characters, I like that world. So obviously if you're a Final Fantasy fan, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get into this game. But even if you're not a Final Fantasy fan and you just like JRPGs in general and you like the turn-based style of play, this could be a good game for you as well. Now, this game isn't going to be like a blanket, like for everyone game, right? Like if you're an action player and you like to do the Fortnites and the things like that, and this might not be your kind of game, but if you like fantasy RPGs and you like turn-based style, this definitely is a great gacha game to pick up, especially if you're looking for something new. So what makes this game so free-to-play friendly? Well, the way the game works, for those of you that don't know, you get all the characters for free. They just come through story and event missions. And basically, the gacha system revolves around the weapons. And you do have to draw for the weapons. When you draw for weapons, you're pretty much using the gem currency, which you see at the top there indicated by the diamond symbol. And then you also draw with tickets. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But what makes this game so free-to-play friendly is how much currency you can actually earn in the game just for playing it. It gives out more currency and free draws than I've seen on any other game. And so I'll make a lot of comparisons to a game like Dokkan, which I think is a popular game that a lot of people play, but I've also played like Fire Emblem Heroes. I dabbled in Disgaea RPG at first, but then was really disappointed with how they handled the game. That's a whole different story there, so I kind of quit that one pretty fast. But this is one that has stuck with me because it's just such a great game. So when the game first came out, there were a few times I bought gems to kind of get weapons, more like the 35 CP era and so on. But basically, since the EX era, I really haven't ever bought gems to pull because I've ran out. And what you're going to notice here is my gem currency right now is at 380,000 gems, which is like, it's a ton of gems. Now, for those of you that know the game, those gems can go away really quick. It basically is like 3 burst pities in a row, right? If I did 3 burst pities. But if you're smart and you manage well and you kind of keep up and know like which characters you want to draw for and you come up with a plan, it's very easy to manage. So like I listen to the TCC podcast. They're a really great group of people over there. I listen to them every week. There are other YouTubers like the Broadway Saiyan and Josepher, I would say, are the two biggest ones I watch. And they're really great at, giving you ideas of who you should draw for, who maybe you shouldn't do. Mark from the TCC podcast, what he does is he does like a should you pull at the beginning of the month, and he'll go through all the characters and kind of give you recommendations. The great thing about this game is whether you want to pull for like quote unquote the meta or just characters you like every character in the game is good. No character is bad. So you can pull for whoever you want and you're going to be able to have fun with them and enjoy them, right? So if you look there, I've got 380,000 gems. Let's go ahead and look at my ticket stash here. So if I go into draws, currently there's nothing on any of these banners I need. I've actually pulled everything from all of these banners. But if you look here, I have about 800 tickets. And, you know, if you listen to the podcast or watch other YouTubers, people will commonly be capped out at 999 tickets. Now, these tickets are basically, each ticket is a free draw on a banner, and you can draw times 10 and do basically multi-draws with tickets that are completely free in-game currency. Like, you can't even buy tickets. They're completely free in-game currency. And if you're a newer player, there is so much content, like going through the story and all the lost chapters. Like, you literally can play for like weeks of content if, say, you're a day one player, and you can just earn so much currency for free. But even for someone like me, I'm an endgame player where I'm only doing the newest content as it comes out. You get enough tickets and gems just right off the bat from that, and if you manage it well, like, you're going to get replenished, right? So, like, I had just gotten to the point where I was getting kind of low. So, like, I was down to about 320k gems, which is still a decent amount, right? 320, 330, somewhere in that range, and I was down to about 200-ish tickets, maybe 300-ish tickets. But what this game has is it's got summon boards. So let me just go into the quest tab here and show you where that is if you're unfamiliar with it. But if we go into the World of Illusions here, they've got these divine summon boards, right? And so, like, in here, for each summon, they're going to come out with one of these periodically. So this, I believe, is the third one we've gotten so far in global. This is a global account, by the way, if you couldn't tell. I don't really keep up too much with JP. Like, I'll see a little bit about it, but I pretty much just watch, you know, like the main YouTubers and just kind of get the foresight from them moving forward as to how I want to pull, right? But you can see for each of these boards, I think they come out like once every 2 months, but you can see 40,000 gems and 400 tickets. That's just an insane amount of free tickets. And you get one of these for each summon that comes out, and then basically every character in the game has summon boards you can do where you can just get crazy amounts of tickets and resources through those as well. So even for me, like, I was a pretty early end game player because I was a day one player, so I've been completing all of the new events as they came out, but the moment they dropped summon boards and kind of got into those, like, I always had stuff to grind. And then there was just a certain period in time where I was like, I just had extra time to kill, so I went and just grinded out all my character summon boards. Not all of my character summon boards are grinded all the way, but I grinded it to the point where I got all the treasure, right? So I do spend money on the game. I do buy the Moogle Pass, I think, for $5 a month. That's a great way to support the game, and you get a lot of benefits out of that. The main benefits being that you get you get more points for the character boards. So, like, when you go into an event here, and you can see the character board points there, you know, on that black wings is labeled 10,000, all 10,000, and then 10,000. You normally can only earn 5,000 of those for character points. So that alone is enough for me to buy the $5 Moogle Pass. But then the other big benefit is you get the guaranteed red artifacts when you're doing that. So I do support with that. And then I will buy, like, a costume bundle every once in a while. But the point I'm making when I'm saying free to play is my account is built up to this, and I really haven't ever bought gems. Like, since the EX era started, I have never bought a gem pack because I ran out of gems or because I ran out of resources and still needed to pull. So this whole time I've been able to keep up with content, drawing for characters, having, like, the best characters in the game, having the best teams in the game. I've completed every Lufenia, every Chaos Challenge, everything, basically free to play. So yeah, of that 380,000, some of that is extra because I did buy, like, costume packs and things like that. But even without the Mog Pass, because the Mog Pass you only get, like, what, 5,000 or even less than that. You do get a decent chunk, I think 9,000 from a costume pack, but I haven't bought, like, an overwhelming amount of those. So I definitely have not purchased 380,000 gems worth of stuff. So even had I not bought any of that, I still would be fine on my resources, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at my character list here. So we'll go into party. Actually, what I'm going to do is, instead of going by character, I'm going to go by weapons. So let's go ahead and we'll just go enhance, and then we'll go into my weapon menu from there. So we'll just go enhance, realize, and we'll jump in. All right, so if you look at my weapons here, you can see I've got a decent little chunk of burst weapons here. My philosophy with burst weapons is this: if it's a character that I know I have to have, I will pity it. If it's like a must-have, so like for me, I'm like Final Fantasy VI is my my thing. Like, I love Final Fantasy VI. It's my favorite Final Fantasy game. So I will go ham for Final Fantasy VI. So Terra, I just said, yep, first banner, I'm just going to pity the burst. I just went all in on it. Okay, you can get burned on that sometimes because you can get lucky and get a burst on a free draw or while you're drawing for another LD. So normally what I recommend on a burst is you kind of just draw for the LDs throughout the month, and then when the last banner comes up, that's where you go all in for the burst if you must have it. Other bursts, I've just kind of gotten lucky and just got them. So Golbez, actually, what happened with him was I actually got lucky and pulled his burst while going for someone else, and then I got another burst on my free daily single, which was just insane, because I was thinking in my head, like, I've never even gotten a gold orb on a daily single, and then just a burst out of nowhere, so that was pretty exciting. So yeah, this game does do daily free singles, which is another great reason why it's a good free-to-play game, and then oftentimes they will run campaigns where you get free multi-draws on, like, every banner for, like, a month or even, like, 2 months straight, which is just insane. So, but you can see here, I've got all these burst weapons. I've got, purple, 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 just rows and rows and rows of purpled out characters, maxed out characters. And I've got a bunch of EXs that I can purple. I just haven't put resources into them yet. But you can see pretty decked out. And I've got tons of characters purpled. I don't have like the exact number. I could sit and count them for you, but I know that would be boring. But you can see that I've got enough that I've been able to get through all the content. And actually, because I'm a day one player and I've kept up with all the rewards and everything, I actually got to the point, you can see here I have 144 blooms, and on the day that I'm recording this, that is all of the characters in the game. I actually just went through the other day. I had enough bloom resources to buy and max out everyone's blooms, so I figured, why not? So when I go into the store now and I go into the bloom token exchange, there's just like not even an option to buy them. So that kind of felt good, and I still had leftover blooms after because I didn't want to put myself in a situation where I can't bloom a new character. So I've still got enough resources to bloom like 3 to 4 more characters, so I figure that's pretty good because as those characters come out, I'm still going to earn more of those materials. So yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff here, and very, like I said, free-to-play friendly. I've been able to put this all together, right? So like I said, 792 tickets. So let's think about it this way, right? If you're playing Dokkan, if any of you are Dokkan players, can you imagine if you just had like 800 tickets to draw on Dokkan banners? And if they just gave you like routinely free multi-draws? Like, Dokkan never does that. And I would say Dokkan is like a fairly generous game. Like, you get a lot of Dragon Stones, but not on this level. And so I really like the marketing strategy of Opera Omnia. And what they're doing is they're making the actual gameplay experience truly free to play, where you can draw on banners at a very free level. And what they're banking on is they're banking on people buying the Mog Pass. And I think that's how they make their money, is really through Mog Pass and like through costumes, is how they're making their money, and not worrying about if people have to buy just regular gem packs all the time. So I really like that marketing strategy, because if you truly want to enjoy it, because the way I see it is I really like the game, but I don't feel pressure to spend a lot of money. Like on Dokkan, if you want to like be crazy in like rainbow units, you do have to like spend a decent amount of money or like really be good at saving, but you're not going to go into Dokkan and like summon on every banner and get every unit, okay? If you watch the TCC podcast, Mark, I know he does spend some money on the game, but he'll draw on like every banner and he'll get like pretty much every unit, and you probably don't have to spend that much to do that. Especially depending on how lucky you get. Now, you can't pity every character and get away from that, but typically your luck is going to balance out. Like, I've had units where I got the LD in under 10 tickets, and I've had several where I've had the pity, right? So it'll balance itself out, but it's a very, very generous game in terms of the tickets and everything else that you've got going on there. So I don't know. It's just crazy how much you can earn. And then it's just like when new banners come out, it's just like every day is exciting because they come out with multiple banners every week. So this is the other thing that's great about Opera Omnia. And I'll compare to Dokkan again. Dokkan will basically come out with a huge event. They'll run stuff for a couple weeks, and then they'll just have like these multiple week just dry periods with like nothing to do. Opera Omnia is really good about spreading out their content, and like every week there's like 2 events, and everything has like a basic pacing, and you know when to expect. It's just a constant stream of new content, and I really like that. And at the same time, it's not so much content that you're overwhelmed. Like, it's enough. Like, for example, when a new Lost chapter comes out, I can usually grind that out within a couple hours and have it done the first day. And then some events like raids and things you can kind of slowly work on throughout the week. Story events typically take a little bit longer, but the game has done a lot to like streamline that. The new auto battling system they put in is fantastic. The big update I really liked that happened a while ago was like when you do story events and Lost chapters, they made it so that you can complete it on hard and it will give you credit for doing it on easy, so you don't have to do it on both modes. So just things like that. So anyways, I've probably rambled on enough, but this is just kind of like my introduction. My plan as a DFFOO content creator is I think I'm mainly just going to do pull videos for now. I know there's just tons of videos online of like Lufenia clears and things like that, and I just feel like there's so many of those videos, and to me they can get kind of boring because they're like 40 minutes of watching somebody play the game and whatever. So what I might try to do is focus on pull videos, and then I might do like maybe mini character showcases, something that I can do a little bit quicker, but not like a full-on Lufenia fight. So we'll kind of see, but I'm going to try to spread my channel out. I think my channel is going to mostly be Dokkan, but I'm going to try to spread in some Opera Omnia in there as well. So I really appreciate you guys checking it out, and if you think you're going to like this content, please go ahead and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Just so you guys know, I'm not like depending on this for anything. I have like a full-time normal job. I'm just doing this for fun as like a hobby. So, you know, if you don't want to subscribe or whatever, that's totally fine too. But I just kind of want to see where it goes. And if anything else, this will just be a great way to kind of record my progress in the game. So thanks for watching, everyone, and hopefully we'll see you again.